opportunity to welcome everyone. I want to take this opportunity to welcome everyone online for this afternoon session of Senior 2 Entrepreneurship Education. I first of all want to welcome all of you from the festive days we have been in. And now that this is a new year, we now resume our normal programming and our new chapter for the year as we aim to see how we progress our education. Now, I am going to make this session as well an interactive kind of learning. I'm not going to be the sole presenter, but we shall all keep engaging as you keep learning from each other. So whenever you are called upon to participate, please you carry up your hand and do so. I want us to be orderly in this afternoon class. Try as much as possible wherever you are to avoid some kind of noise in the classroom. I hope we shall all abide by that. My name is Teacher Mataya Richard, as you are seeing on the screen. Hope it is clear enough for you to see. And we are going to have entrepreneurship education, Senior 2 particularly. Welcome from Senior 1, and now you are Senior 2s this year, 2024. The topic we are going to basically look at is legal form of business ownership, being the number one topic in term 1 of Senior 2. But hopefully we shall make a brief look through of the work you covered in Senior 1, probably before we enter into looking at work of Senior 2. I know when you joined Senior 1 last year, you must have been introduced to this subject called entrepreneurship education. And your first day, I'm certain that they must have talked about what entrepreneurship is all about, who an entrepreneur is, and what entrepreneurship education is all about. The word, briefly, if I can go through, the word entrepreneur comes from a French word, entreprise. Entreprise means to take a risk in English when you convert. Entrepreneur in French, they had called it earlier entreprise, meaning to take the risk. Meaning any person who is able to take a risk. When I talk of a risk, if you are able to collect all your resources and you start up a business, then you are an entrepreneur. Someone would ask, why would you then call it a risk if I've carried all my resources? And it is because you have sacrificed other choices. You are entering into the unknown, into something you don't know. Many people have put money in businesses and they have failed to manage them. So entrepreneurship is not all about starting a business only, but going further to manage it is what we shall refer to as entrepreneurship. So the word entrepreneurship education literally is generated from now the word entrepreneur to entrepreneurship education, meaning an entrepreneur is a person who starts up a business in its simplest term. Otherwise, other people can say an entrepreneur is a person who spots up a business idea, mobilizes the necessary resources, starts up the business, manages it, while standing chances of making losses. Others have defined it quite differently, but the point in common here is an entrepreneur is a person who starts up a business with the aim of making profits while standing chances of making losses. And entrepreneurship meaning is the willingness or is the process of starting up a business. The other one is a person. Entrepreneurship is a process. You can even use the similar words you have used to define who an entrepreneur is, but you only change the person and put there the process. Then when it comes to entrepreneurship education, you remove the word process and then you put there study, and the words remain the same. Meaning the other one is a person, this one entrepreneurship is a process, entrepreneurship education is the study. Having now put there the word education, now becomes the study. From there, you proceeded. You must have looked at reasons why you study entrepreneurship. You went through and looked at creativity and innovation. Class, what is creativity, by the way? Is there anybody to give us just a brief reflection of what you went through, what creativity is all about? Somebody is saying, I'm not clear. Yes, there's this one raising the hand, yes?
Creativity is making something unique.
Creativity is making something unique, very good. Who else? There's someone else here carrying up the hand. Infinix here. Yes?
Yeah, Safra, please unmute.
Okay. Can you? Okay. Creativity is making something unique. The Safra's iPhone is still on. I'm seeing Adolf. Adolf, can you say something? Can you unmute yourself? Okay. Someone tell us.
Yes.
Yes.
And creativity means making something which has not been in existence.
Very good. Creativity means making something that has not been in existence. Very good. When I come to the chat here, I'm seeing Nina is saying creativity is a way of improving a service or a product using the available. Okay, creativity is the act of making new things using the available resources. Good. Is the new way of solving a problem. Very good. So you must have looked at creativity. As long as one is able to make something unique, something quite different that had never existed before, then we shall refer you as a person who is creative. A country today is looking for people now who are creative. The main essence of this subject was to create people who are probably very, very innovative, very creative. All countries that have developed, by the way, have had its population being so creative. And that's what entrepreneurship is all about. The more entrepreneurs we have, the more taxes we collect or the more revenue we receive, the more developmental services provided, and the more we shall continue to go to another level of development as a country. Thank you very much. You must also have looked at innovation. What is then innovation? Someone else to try? Innovation? Yes? Someone is carrying up the hand. There's good luck. Can you?
Innovation is the improving of already available materials to satisfy our needs.
Very good. Innovation is the improving of already available materials to satisfy our needs. Good. I also have Bernard. Bernard is also here. Can you say something? Bernard? You just unmute yourself and say.
Innovation is the improvement of products which have been existed on the market.
Very good. Improving of products which have already been in existence. Good answers. Someone also in the chat box here, let me see, is saying innovation is the improvement. Let me see. is the improvement of existing products in a different and new way. Good. There's this one of Infinix. Innovation is doing something differently. So all these answers are very correct. Ability to improve on existing products to make them better. Very good. So we are all agreeing to one term that innovation is all about improving. Yet creativity is all about creating something new. So innovation is improving what is already there. Creativity is making something new. Very good. You went further. I know all businesses are creative. All businesses try to be innovative, meaning we have different types of innovation that does exist in different businesses. Can you quickly help me go through those some of those different types of innovation that a business can come up with? Yes. There's this one, Kuluthum.
Product innovation.
Product innovation, very good. What else? There's a Cheyune. Yes, Cheyune.
Service innovation.
Cheyune.
Service innovation. Service innovation.
Service innovation, good. Good. Very good. Who else? Who else? Who else here? Let me go to. There is Gloria here. Gloria, unmute yourself. Market innovation. Very good. We have marketing innovation. Good. Elvis, have you said something? Elvis? Yes. Okay. When I go in the chat room here, I'm seeing Rest is saying radical innovation, disruptive innovation, social innovation. I think those are all good trials, but then I'll buy this one of Justin, who is saying organizational innovation. We have what they call organizational innovation, service innovation, marketing innovation, product innovation. Who else here has tried in the chat room? Business model innovation, very good. We have what they call business model innovation. There is also, in addition to this, there is what they call supply chain innovation. Supply chain innovation, very good. There is process innovation given by, I think, Malaika, very good. Process innovation. All these are different types of innovation that occur in an organization. Now, with this radical and disruptive innovation, this one, social innovation, these ones may not occur in some of the businesses that we really operate in Uganda here. However, in very, very broad and businesses which have really expanded and have grown big, they have some of these innovations, the radical innovations, which involves extreme change in the processes of an organization. But basically for now, we shall focus on product, the service, marketing, organizational, business model, supply chain, and process innovation. And the most common one, by the way, is this in organizations which carry out manufacturing. They like so much what they call product innovation. Initially, this Coca-Cola company, they used to produce only Coca-Cola soda, this Coke you like taking. But with the time when they got competition from Pepsi company, I think they must be calling themselves Crown Bottling Company Limited, and then Coca-Cola, I think it is Century Bottling Company. Now, Pepsi was also initially only making Pepsi soda. But with the competition in the market, you see innovation comes in and creativity also comes in order to out-compete your rivals in the business, people who are doing the same business with you. How best can you out-compete them from the market? So we saw that Coca-Cola also started coming up with different brands of sodas. I don't want to list them here, but if there's someone who know about them, you can tell for us. Yes? Is there anyone who can tell us the different brands of sodas being made by Coca-Cola? None? Yes, Malaika? Malaika?
Fanta.
Unmute yourself. We have the Fanta, yes. What else? Abigail.
Teacher, I think they started Minute Maid.
They have Minute Maid, very good. They also have Minute Maid, good. etc, etc. Now, I want someone also to give me an example of some of the products made by Pepsi, the one we call Crown Bottling Company Limited, Pepsi Company. Are you trying Mary Blessing? Are you trying?
Yes, sir. Fanta.
Yes. Give me one product. Pepsi.
Fanta.
Is Fanta for Coca-Cola or it is for Pepsi? Because those are two different companies.
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
good trial, but I think Pepsi is more in issues of Mirinda. There's Wills here. Wills, are you trying?
Yeah, Mountain Dew.
We have Mountain Dew. I think Mountain Dew should be lying under Coca-Cola. etc. But the instances you have got the point there that these people carried out what they call product innovation. They tried to come up with different products, yet they are all sodas. You find them calling them Mountain Dew, and there's this one, Mirinda for this, Mirinda Fanta, Mirinda Fruited, Mirinda what, all those products they keep making. It is called product innovation. Then with issues of marketing, businesses, of course, after manufacturing, the end point is to market yourself and or market your products or services, because there are businesses which are doing some bit of services. So they also come up with different marketing strategies, including approaching customers directly through radio, television, taking goods directly to them, etc, etc. And of course, this one goes hand in hand with supply chain. With business model innovation, business model is all about doing something unique from what the other business is doing. You make sure that you just keep out competing yourself. The way you see MTN and Airtel. Today they bring Pakalast. Tomorrow you hear Airtel also bringing Pakalast. The following day you'll hear Airtel combo. You'll hear MTN saying we also have MTN, Ziti Pulse, what? All those ones with their in business model innovation to see how best can we give the services to our customers. Because the end target of all these people is to see that they capture the customer base and increase the profits. We all know that the major aim of an entrepreneur is to make profits. So from there, we say you must have proceeded to advantages and all that. Then you went to, I think you went to risks in businesses. Can someone tell us the definition of what a risk is all about? Oh, in the chat room, someone had said Novida, Mirinda, Nirvana Water, good. Good. All these are examples of products being made by that specific, all those specific companies. That one is called product innovation. Yes, now you proceeded to risks in businesses, having been creative and innovative. Remember in the definition we say an entrepreneur is a person who starts up a business while standing a risk of making losses. Then what is a risk? Because risks always occur in business. Yes, there's Adolf. Adolf, please.
A risk is any condition which may have a negative impact on a business.
Very good. Any condition that may have a situation that may have
A
a
negative
negative
impact
impact
on a
on the
business.
business. Very good. Good. There is a Safra's iPhone. Safra.
Error is a situation where one is required to make a choice between low or more alternatives with yields yielding lower or successes or failure.
A choice between two situations that can either lead to reward for success or penalty for failure. Good. But now that one is called the risky situation. Risky situation is now the one which brings on the issue of a choice. But very good, very good. That one can all be termed into a risk. There's Melissa. Melissa? Okay. Isaac?
According to me, a risk is a situation that may fail an entrepreneur from achieving his or her goals.
Very good. Any situation that may fail an entrepreneur from achieving his or her goals, it is referred to as a risk in simple business. Very good. When we go back here, we realize, okay, let me check the chat room. We see that this one is saying Clarice is a situation of uncertainty about the effects or implications of an activity. Good. Good. A risk is a situation where a person is supposed to choose between two or more alternatives where the result may be positive or negative. Wow, you all have very, very good answers. You people, you know the content very well. I've liked you. You know all the things. A risk refers to factors that may have a negative impact on the profitability of a business. Excellent. So we all agree that the word in common here is negative impact. Anything that has a negative impact on the profitability of a business is referred to as a risk in this case. You went and looked through the types of risks. What are some of them that you listed? Types of risks? Types of risks? Yes. There is a real Einstein. Einstein? Yes. Unmute yourself. Yes.
There are low risks, there are low risks, there are high risks, and there are moderate risks.
Very good. We have low risks, we have moderate risks, and we have high risks. Very good. So that one, this one falls under the categories of the different types of risks that can reach a business. Low risks, in most cases, they yield low profits. In this case, a low risk does not necessarily mean that you have started up a business with very, very low capital. It may not be necessarily be. But when you put, for example, a shop on a street where you are aware that there are other shops there, meaning customers are already aware that shops exist on that certain street. If you also bring and include yours in the nearby, it means you're going to start sharing customers. You're not going to make a lot of profits with you, but at least you will sell something. The chances that you will sell are very high, only that you will not sell too much because there are other businesses existing. So when you invest, for example, in a business, which others have also already begun, you are in a low risk business because already it shows that customers are there for that specific business. Then when talk of moderate risks, of course, these are now risks taken up by businesses, but they can be insured in case they occur. They can easily be taken to an insurance company so that in case danger occurs to a business, an insurance company can come in for rescue. And other other moderate risks. Then when we talk of high risk, this one comes with very, very high profits in case you succeed. The chances that you will succeed are very minimal when you begin such a business with high risk. But should you succeed, the profits will be very, very high. For example, when you start a business in a completely new area where it has never been done before, I always tell some of my learners that some years ago, years back, time immemorial, two gentlemen came to were selling shoes in Europe, but almost everyone was putting on shoes in Europe, meaning there was low risk that side. The chance that we sell shoes in Europe and really people buy was very high. But then they came to Africa, they found that none was putting on shoes. Then they proceeded and checked Asia. They found out that a few were putting on shoes. Then these two gentlemen divided up. One said, for me, let me go to Africa. The other one said, me, I can't go to Africa where there is no shoes. People are not putting on shoes. Let me at least go to Asia because I saw some people putting on shoes. At the end, the one of Africa had taken a high risk because he was bringing shoes in an area where completely they have never known about shoes. But I want to tell you that when they started buying shoes, everybody was yearning to buy and see how you feel like when you are putting on shoes. And this gentleman made a lot of profits, but he took what they call a high risk. If they had refused to buy, he would really make losses of transporting shoes to Africa here, and you make losses of not selling at all. So high risk in most cases come with high profits. But should you fail to succeed, then you will make a lot of losses with it. Yes, then you proceeded and went to, I think he went to technology in business. You see, unlike in the past where businesses were done in a traditional way, today as we talk, people are getting things from abroad. People make orders in China. People make orders from Turkey, and things reach them here in Kampala or whatever district without necessarily moving there. You just need your smartphone or laptop, your bank account, some other details, URI details, and all that, and you access all your goods online without the buyer and the seller seeing each other. So there are very many innovative technologies that have taken place. We have mobile money today. We have the electronic banking. Okay, someone is saying I'm not clear. Is it? Are you not hearing me well? Let me see. But maybe the other one has a network issue, because if others are hearing, then it means you have a network issue personally. Okay. Now, I was talking of technology in business. I think you people must have studied about technology. Maybe briefly, you give me the different types of technologies we have in Uganda here. Yes? In the chat, you can give me, you can raise your hand. Anybody to raise the hand and tell us some of the examples of the electronic technology we have today. Okay, someone was already, John is saying online business. Thank you. But online business is now what I'm talking of. What are some of the examples of online technologies which are allowing us to do online business? There's what they call tools used in online business, and I'm seeing someone is telling me computers. Computer is a tool used to carry out online business. Technology, you are saying it is a tool, a computer. Computer is a tool. Online shopping, very good. Online shopping, we have e-tax. Someone saying e-tax. Online mobile money payments, good. What else? Now, electronic business, good. Visa cards, good. Visa cards. We have all seen today, people go with these cards at petrol stations, in supermarkets. You don't need to move with large sums of money. In fact, now developed countries are shifting from moving with large sums of money. They only go along with those Visa cards, debit cards, credit cards. You just insert in the machine and they do the deduction. All those ones are examples of the online technologies which are taking place. I've liked all your answers. You are all very right. E-banking, who else here? Okay, online registration, very good. Today we see that online learning, the one we call e-learning, because the word e means electronic. Another word to mean electronic in this case, we can use online. So online learning, what we are carrying out right now is what we call, is one of the examples of the technologies we have in business. E-registration, good. Very many things have now shifted to registration, including people getting admissions in schools. These days, there are schools you don't need to move there physically. You just send your link, you download the form, fill, and then send via online. UNEB no longer carries out registration with a lot of paperwork. You do everything online, they capture the data and you send. All those are examples of e-technologies. Online delivery, yes. We have the Jumia people, the Glovo. They are doing a lot of online activities. You sit in your room and they bring you food when you have just used your phone or laptop to order for that. etc. Thank you very much. So from that one, I think we proceeded to having come from technology in business. I think you went to businesses in Uganda. Now, from businesses in Uganda, maybe briefly we look through what a business is. Who can tell us definition of a business? Yes? Any hand? There is Adolf here. Adolf?
Okay, a business is an activity that a person is engaged in with an aim of making profits.
Very good. An activity that a person is engaged in with an aim of making profits. Very good. There is also Cheyune. Cheyune?
A business is a legal activity started by an individual or a group of people with an aim of making a profit.
Very good. A legal activity started up by a person or group of people with an aim of making profits. Very good. I've liked the word legal. It is a legal activity. There's a surprise iPhone, yes?
A business refers to a legal and productive economic activity done by a person to earn a living, income, and profits.
Very good. A legal, and she has now introduced another new term, a legal and productive economic activity. Very good. Doing a business is not just all, defining a business is not only being legal. It also must be a productive economic activity. You must get profits out of it. So thank you for that addition into the previous suggestions. Kulthum, do you have something to say?
A business
Okay.
is an involvement of exchanging goods or services for money with a view of earning profits while bearing risks.
Very good. You people, you all have excellent answers. All your contributions are 100% very okay. So we are going with all of them. All those answers are very correct. A legal economic activity carried out by a person with an aim of making profits. When I go to the chat here, for those who have not been able to be chosen while carrying up the hand, there is Malaika is saying business refers to an enterprise or entity engaged in commercial, industrial, or professional activities. Good. Who else here? Faith, a business is a legal and profitable activity done by a person while bearing a risk. Excellent. There is merely a business refers to the legal economic activity carried out with an aim of making profits. Good. There is infinix. A business is an activity done by someone to produce, buy, and sell goods or services so as to make profits. Wow, excellent. Excellent. All these definitions are very, very okay. You people in the chat room, all your answers are very, very okay. Thank you very much. Then from there, I know we shall keep engaging in the chat room. I'll be reading them as they keep coming in. Then you proceeded to different types of businesses. Can you tell me some of the different types of businesses we have in Uganda here? Types of businesses. Yes, I'm seeing Liz. Liz is saying agriculture business or agribusiness. Good. Di Maria Angelo is saying manufacturing business. Very good. Who else? Who else? Okay. By the way, there's this one raising a concern that stop writing on the screen. Very true. There's this person who is keeping on writing on the screen. I don't know if you are doing it by mistake. Can you please rectify it? Austin is saying service business. Excellent. There is also Clarice and Justin is saying trading business. Very good. Very good. Let me come to the voice here and see those who are able to say out as well. Bernard.
Agro-based businesses.
Agro-based businesses.
Agro-based businesses.
Okay, agro-based businesses. Good. Now, let me see someone else. Adolf, do you have what to say?
Yes, we have service businesses.
We have service businesses.
Yes.
Very good. Now, basically, we have four major. Basically, there are four major. But of recent, because of technology coming in, we can say that even e-business itself is one of the types of businesses we have. But initially, we have four types of businesses, and that is you are either in manufacturing business, you are either carrying out service business, you are in agriculture business, the one you call agribusiness, or you are in trading business. Those are the major types of businesses we have: manufacturing, service, agriculture business, and then trading business. All these other types of businesses you call types, those are just examples of some of these types of businesses. For example, I saw someone saying livestock business. Livestock business falls under the category of agribusiness, agriculture business. Someone mentioned about agrobusiness. Agrobusiness, these are businesses which sell agriculture-related products. When you are selling things like pesticides, it means you are in agro business. So all those ones fall under this major. Trading is the buying and selling of goods and services, meaning wholesale shops, retail shops, they all lie under trading. Then manufacturing is a process of converting raw materials into semi-finished or finished products. Examples of such businesses, we have the plastic industries, the chemical industries, the textile, etc., etc. So some of the businesses we see today are examples of the types of these four major categories of business. That's why even the president, when he's emphasizing, is always saying we want to put a lot of emphasis on agriculture business, service business, and ICT. ICT, of course, lies under the, basically it can also be under a service, but he also talks about industrialization. Industrialization now in this case goes under manufacturing business. Quickly, I want us to quickly now go to our normal lesson. Maybe from there you looked at success in business. Why do businesses succeed? Others fail. The one we call business failure. if an entrepreneur is making profits, that is business success. Meaning, when one has achieved his or her goals, is in business success. But if you fail to achieve your goal, then that is business failure. And the indicators which show that your business is successful, we just make them vice versa to become indicators of businesses which show that a business is collapsing. For example, things which shows that your business is successful, we have increased the number of customers. Yet things which show that your business is failing is decreased the number of customers. Tekno, do you have something to say? Tekno was carrying up the hand. Okay. Who are these people that are? This person who keeps on writing on our screen, could you please abandon that habit? Okay. In the chat room here, I'm seeing expansion of the business, reduced operational costs. Yes, all these are indicators of successful business. Very good. Very good. We have increased the market share, recognition in the community, revenue growth rate. Excellent. Excellent. Then we also have this one saying presence of market. Good. Good. All these are very, very correct answers. We are running in the interest of time to go to our lesson now. This is just a brief of the things you have you studied in senior one, but then I know that you have been in the festive season. We couldn't go direct. We needed to, first of all, sharpen ourselves before. From there, you must have proceeded to business ideas and business opportunities. Could you briefly give me just a definition of business ideas and the definition of business opportunities? Then we proceed. Yes. Adolf is carrying up the hand.
A business idea is any thought that an entrepreneur may come out with an aim of changing it into a business.
Very good. Any thought that an entrepreneur may come up with an aim of changing it with an aim
business.
of changing it into a business. Good. Good. Yes, who else here? I'm seeing Kulsum is also carrying up the hand. Yes, Kulsum.
A business idea is any thought that an entrepreneur may come up with a purpose of developing it into a business to satisfy his needs in the community.
Very good. Very good. In the chat room, I'm seeing business ideas are thoughts. Yes, indeed they are thoughts. Then Gloria is saying business idea is any thought an entrepreneur may come up with to satisfy the needs of customers. Very good. All these are very correct answers as far as defining what a business idea is all about. Then with a business opportunity, I am seeing Melissa is saying business opportunities are an identified situation that can be turned into a real and profitable business. Very good. A business idea is a thought, just something you meditate, you say, can I make a salon? Can I make a boutique? Can I come up with a restaurant? All those ideas you have in your brain, those thoughts you have in your brain, they are called business ideas. We call them business ideas because if you start up a restaurant, for example, you will be able to earn money out of it. And we define the business as a legal economic activity that generates income. Now, the fact that your thought generates income, thought in this case is an idea. Now, generating income, business. Now, we turn it into being a business idea. Somebody is still saying business ideas are thoughts that an entrepreneur may come up with. All these are very, very correct answers. Business opportunity, can I hear from the person carrying up the hand here? Okay. Somebody is saying is an attractive investment that provides a monetary return. So it is an attractive investment idea that provides a monetary return to the risk taker. Very good definition. A business opportunity is an attractive investment idea that provides the possibility of a monetary return for the risk taker. Excellent. All these ones are very correct answers. Kulthum is telling us something. Yes?
A business opportunity is a well-thought business idea that can be turned into a business.
Excellent. It is a well-thought business idea that can be turned into a real profitable business. Majority report shows that out of the 100 businesses started, only 23, I think, survived by the end of the year. Then the 77 collapse. Why? It is because some people generate wrong business ideas and implement them into a business opportunity. When you say that I want to make a salon, and then after you look for money and other sources and you start a salon, it means you have that salon you have started is now a business opportunity. But initially, before you started, when you were just generating, coming up with a thought, then that thought was business idea. Very many of us have very many ideas. I want to do this business, I will do this business, I will do this. But at the end, because the resources are not enough, you can't do all those businesses. At the end, you will focus on doing one or two. Now, those businesses you will practically operate. It is what we call the business opportunity. Thank you. From there, we proceed. We went to business startup process. You must have looked at the process of starting up a business. You see, these topics follow a certain chronological order. You were creative and innovative. Thank you. You knew that risks do occur in a business. Very important. You knew the technology you are going to employ. You have known the type of business you are going to engage in. That is businesses in Uganda. Having known that, we now look through for the best business opportunity. We select the best business opportunity out of the many you think of, because we may think of very many businesses, but we may not have enough capital to operate all of them. Therefore, we have to carry out what they call market survey or market research, and we pick out the best basing on the market survey report you have received from the individuals you carried a survey on. Then from there, now having got a proper business survey report on which type of business people are willing to support you with, we now go to business startup process. You now enter into the legal part. It means there must be steps that should be involved for one to start a business if it is to be recognized. Can one briefly just outline some of the steps? You see, these steps follow a certain order. Just you can give in order of their preference. Yes, good. There's Angela is saying the number one is we generate a business idea. Very good. The first one is before you start a business, you must have thought of that business. That is called the generation of a business or generating a business idea. Yes, what else? Daniel is saying he's confused. I don't know, he's confused of what. Maybe he has just joined us, but tell him, Daniel, we are going through the work you covered in senior one. Then in the next 5 minutes, we are going to start on this topic of ours, which we have today. Okay, Kisachi is saying I'm new. Thank you for joining us. We are just going through the work of senior one. Then in the next coming 5 minutes, we are going to start our senior 2 topic. Having carried out, generated a business idea, we select a suitable business opportunity. Yes, Rest is saying that. Very good. Having selected a suitable business opportunity, we carry out market survey. Good. After, okay. Faith is saying carrying out market survey for a selected business. Good. There's preparing a business plan. Okay. That one has been given by Melissa. Okay. Mobilizing the required resources by De Maria. De Maria is saying you mobilize the required or necessary resources. Even Dennis is saying the same. Yes. Completing the legal formalities. Okay. Carrying out there is also making a marketing plan, launching the business, managing and operating a business, selecting the location. Very good. All those ones, though some are not in order, but they are all the different things one must go through when is starting up a business. Excellent. You proceeded, you looked at sources of finance. Where do people get money to start the business? You must have also looked at factors you consider when looking when locating up the business. All that, it is very, very important, because you don't just wake up and locate a business anywhere. Not at all. There must be procedures you follow, all the factors you consider before you say, instead of putting my business in point X, let me put it in at point Y, or locate it at point Y. Thank you. Then you looked through savings and investment. We all know what savings is all about. What is saving? Someone tell us about saving. Saving, putting aside of one's income. Okay. You want to quickly, it is 3 p.m. I want us to go to our lesson of the other topic of senior 2. Now you went through government. The last topic of senior 1 was government revenue. For you who completed your syllabus by the end of the year, you must have studied about government revenue. What is government revenue? Someone to carry up the hand and tell us what government revenue is all about. Yes. Someone is saying money earned by Austin. You are just stopping there. Okay, this one was still defining savings, that savings are putting aside of money for future needs. Good. Good. Austin is saying money earned by the government, the definition of government revenue. Gloria is saying is the income earned by the government. Okay. De Maria is saying is money collected by the government to favor the country's development. Good. Gloria also, okay, income earned by government. Okay. Okay. Good. So government revenue is all about money got by the government through collection of taxes, as simple as that. The taxes collected can be from individual businesses, can be from a person, people's incomes, etc. Someone is saying government revenue is the amount of money earned by the government from taxes. Is the amount of money received by government and local authorities from different sources. Okay. Help is saying is the total amount of money received by the government and local authorities from different sources. You people, you have answers indeed. I encourage you to continue utilizing this holiday to revise. I want you to come in a class and be active like this. You really know the things. Thank you very much. Now, having gone through what government revenue is, importance of government revenue, maybe briefly you give me of what importance is government revenue. Why is it important for it to collect taxes, to get fines, to put their road tolls, all those avenues placed by government to say that they get or hook some money from the public. Of what importance is that money that they collect? It is used to pay social workers. Good. This one is who Anoshika. It is used to pay social workers. Good. Or the government workers specifically. Facilitates public administration. Very good. Enables the government to promote the development of the country. Excellent. Facilitation of public works, yes, like construction of roads. The Maria is saying to construct roads, to transport trade items. So facilitation of public works, like that transportation of okay. See, messages are coming in at the same time, and as you read this comes in. Used to pay civil servants, construction of government hospitals. Very good, very good. All these are very, very correct answers. Facilitating repayment of government debts, excellent. Uganda, as we talk, is one of those countries which in every budget, they set aside lots of money to see that we pay for our debts. Which debts? The government borrows from different financial institutions, international ones, and also local ones, particularly to fund some of these activities like constructing roads and what, just because we are not raising enough revenue to finance ourselves, to pay countries' debts. Angelo, Jasmine, providing and improving social services, excellent. Support development programs, very good. That is Liz. Okay, thank you all for participating. Now, let us go to, that was work meant to be for senior one, and I'm certain that you all covered that work. Those who didn't cover, it is okay still. We have gone through, utilize this holiday, and make sure by the time you go back, you have at least made some work for yourself, so that you look like a learner who was in a class, who was not just in holiday, but he was, or he or she was seriously participating in educational activities. Okay, now, having known about government revenue, let us now straight away go to what our topic of today, Senior 2, Term 1, the one we call legal form of business ownership. Someone is asking, where do we get the worker we didn't cover? Where do we get the worker we didn't cover? There are very many avenues. We talked of technology and business, and some of the things today we can get even work via the internet, as long as you know the topics you are supposed to cover. You make research about that. Now that you have known, for example, that we have government revenue, you can go and make research on government revenue. But the best way to make research is you can go and download the syllabus book from the NCDC website, and then you use those hints in the syllabus book to make research via internet, so that you ease the work for yourself and also for the teacher. Then we go to legal form of business ownership. Someone was defining what a business is, I remember, and you gave me a definition of a business. You said the business, somebody said a business is a legal and productive economic activity carried out with the aim of making profits. Now that we have known that a business is a legal economic activity, we want to know the different forms of legal businesses. Legal means it is acceptable by law, something which is by law acceptable to be done in the country. There are some businesses, of course, we all know that you can't do in a country. Now, with the legal forms of business ownership, as I've put it here clearly, let me open this chapter. Maybe we know the aim of this chapter. A learner should be able to, meaning by the close of this lesson, you people should be able to understand the different legal forms of business ownership and be able to select the suitable one basing on their characteristics. Meaning, we are going to look at the different forms in which businesses can be owned, different forms in which businesses can be owned, and then we look at their characteristics. We all know that some of you your parents have businesses at home, they own them alone. Others, they own them with colleagues. meaning that is also a different form. If you own alone, that is a different form. If you own with others, maybe 2, 3, 20, that is a different form. If you are owning a business like 100 people, that is also another form of ownership. So we are going to look through all those categories. If it is owned by government, but still they charge us some little money, that is also another different form. So we shall be looking through all that depending on how you are operating. We shall look at the characteristics of each, and by the end of the lesson, you'll be able to tell me which one, if you had the money today, would you start up? So we shall also list the advantages and disadvantages of each form of business. Of what advantages owning a business alone? Of what disadvantages owning a business alone? Of what advantages owning business as a group? Of what disadvantages owning a business as a group? All that. Then we shall identify the types of the limited companies. Particularly, we shall look at those companies which sell shares to the general public, those which are not supposed to sell shares. See, limited companies basically they are subcategorized into the public limited company and private limited company. We shall look at the meaning of what that is all about. So I have seen in the chat box here, I've liked it. Some people have already given me the different forms of legal ownership. Excellent. This is Nachingi. Nachingi is telling us we have the sole proprietorship, partnership, cooperative societies, joint store companies. Very good. But before we go to that, it's good that you make research. I've liked that. Before we go to that, what does the word legal mean? Legal business. Is there someone to define for us what the word legal business or legal form is all about, what business ownership is all about before we proceed? Banis? Yes? Banis, do you have something?
Yes. In my own words, a legal business is a business that has met all the requirements in order for it to be processed or done.
In order for it to operate. Very good. Excellent. A business which has got all the requirements in order for it to operate. Very good. Yes, good luck. Peace, do you have something to say? Okay, good luck. Peace is quiet. Bernard?
A legal business is a business that has all the qualifications to produce goods and is allowed by the law.
Very good. It has all the permissions to be to exist and produce the products or services. Good. Okay. Now that takes us to, okay, let me check the chat here if there's someone who is defining it. A business which is accepted by the law, saying is excellent. A business which is accepted by law is called a legal business. Legal businesses, Elaine is saying legal businesses are businesses that have all documents to produce products for the public good. Legal business is a business allowed by the government to exist. Excellent. Help is saying is a business that is accepted by the law. Excellent. This is a business allowed by government. All these answers are just excellent. Qualified and accepted by the government. That is RESTE. Mary is asking here that is betting a business, and if it is, why does it harm people psychologically if it is licensed by government? Betting is not, it is a two-way. Betting is gambling, and we can't call gambling business. Things which have a determined outcome may not necessarily be called a legal business. Yes, to those who are doing it, those who own the betting companies, they are in business. But for you who go to carry out the betting, you are participating in sort of, you cannot be there and call that one that you see, I am from betting, I'm from doing my business of betting. The person operating the betting company, they are in business. But you who is betting, you are not in business. So it is quite disturbing because even if it is licensed, they are licensed to operate. But I don't want to find you engaged in such that you are going for betting because it is a legal business. It is not, in fact, because it is allowed in some countries, yet in some countries they don't allow. So because of those contradictions, that one we can keep it aside. Someone, research is telling that betting is illegal. Yes, don't go into that. Okay. All the answers you have given are very okay. The issue of what a legal business is all about. Now, hope you are able to see the screen. I don't know, the person who is writing in our screen is also serious. He's not sleeping, I can see. I don't know what is meaning. Okay, you people are able to see this screen? Can someone tell us?
Teacher, we can.
Are they readable?
No, you should zoom it out because you had zoomed it.
Okay. Let me see here. Are you able to see?
Yes.
Yes. If you are able to read it, then that is good. So in introduction here, I said a legal form of business is one which is acceptable by law. Justin is saying we are not seeing. Are you still not seeing? Someone to confirm that. Are you still not seeing?
Sure, we are seeing. We are seeing your screen.
Somebody is saying I'm worsening it.
Yes, you zoom it out so that we may be able to see the whole thing. Like that. Yes, like that.
Okay. So a legal form of business is one which is acceptable by law. And I think you gave me that definition. All what you listed in the chat box there, they were all excellent. Who is this person writing in our work? Then we see the word was legal form of business ownership. The word is one. Now we have known what legal form is all about. Legal form means a business is acceptable by law. What of business ownership? Now, the business ownership here refers to whom the business belongs. I think we all know the meaning of ownership. It means who owns that? It belongs to who? If I say that it belongs to who, it owns to who owns this? I'm seeking for the person who that product or whatever belongs to. Okay, let me see here. So business ownership refers to whom the business belongs to. Now, I want us to combine those two definitions. Remember our heading or topic is legal form of business ownership. We have known legal form, we have known business ownership. Now we want to get a definition for legal form of business ownership. Here we are saying, therefore, legal form of business ownership refers to a business which is legally owned and acceptable by law. Any business that someone owns within the law, meaning it is accepted by government, has been allowed by government, has gone through all the legal procedures to secure the documents, then such a business is called, we shall say, it is a legal form of business ownership. It exists by law and it is owned by someone in simplest term. And here we are saying there are many forms of businesses that an entrepreneur can decide to choose from, meaning there are very many types of businesses an entrepreneur can decide to choose from, and we are saying this mainly depends on his or her choice, the amount of money you have, and the requirements needed to start such a business. All of us would wish to own companies or factories, but we may not have resources, may not have the needed resources to do that. But you may have your simple capital to operate a simple retail shop. Do that. So you will enter into owning a retail shop because that's where your money puts you. You will operate let's say a factory because you have money that may be and other resources that puts you under that category. So all those different forms of ownership depends on your choice, the amount of money you have, and the requirements which are needed to start such a business. For example, if I want to start a retail shop, there are no documents which are needed for sure. There's no much documents needed to start up a retail shop, especially when you are in a village setting. But then if you wake up and you want to operate a private limited company, let's say you want to operate a telecommunication company, it will need a lot of legal procedures. You'll go through a lot of steps before you are officially or legally allowed by government to do the operation. So I want to come back to some of the, someone gave me the different forms of business ownership. Can we have also someone carrying up the hand? There's this one. Adolf, do you have something? Yes?
There is sole proprietorship.
Very good. There is what we call sole proprietorship. Good.
There is
any other?
There is also partnership businesses.
There is partnership businesses. Very good. There is partnership business. Yes. When I check in the chat room here, is there any other? Okay. Someone had given us the different legal forms of business ownership that we have and talked to, okay, Adolf has given us sole proprietorship and partnership. Someone had earlier talked about cooperatives or cooperative societies. So another form of owning a business is what we call cooperatives. Someone also talked about joint stock companies, the joint stock companies. Then, of course, with joint stock companies, remember up there we said by the end of the lesson, we must have known the advantages and disadvantages of the limited companies. These limited companies lie under joint stock companies. Categorized into two. We have what they call private limited company, and we have what they call public limited company. But for now, we shall keep looking at one by one until we exhaust all of them under legal form of business ownership. So lastly, we also have what they call public corporations. Not corporation, but corporation. Corporation is a CORPORATION, corporation. Corporations in most cases are owned by government. They offer services to the public at a subsidized cost. For example, when you look at National Water is a government company, but at least I know you all know that the water you get is not for free. You pay some little money. You find that a jerrycan you are paying 100 shilling or 200 shilling to get it. That is a subsidized cost. The government just charges a fee for maintenance. So such businesses are called public corporations. Meme. Someone is saying, what about Angela is saying, what about meme? Umeme is not a passion because it is not owned by government. Maybe if you have talked about initially when we used to have Uganda Electricity Board, maybe talk about even UBC, the Vision Group, the New Vision, Urban TV, those ones are there. They want something before you receive the service. These are called public corporations. We are going to look at one by one writing in on our screen. It has reported you here, Nora. Okay. Now we go to someone is saying I'm jumping on and off. I don't know whether it is a network issue. That I repeat the forms, okay? Okay, the different forms of business ownership. Let me open here and we see them. There are basically four main legal forms of business ownership. Hope you are seeing them clearly. We have what they call sole proprietorship. We have what they call partnership. We have what they call cooperative businesses or societies. We have what they call the joint stock companies. And then there's this one called public corporation. But majorly, we shall focus on these four because these ones basically aim at making profits, and we shall keep looking at one by one. For example, the word sole means only. Proprietor means entrepreneur. Only entrepreneur, meaning you are only one in the business. When you are only one in the business, sole meaning only or one entrepreneur, you are only one in the business. That is called sole proprietorship. So only any business owned by one person, there's no any other who claims for the profits made by him or her, is the only sole decider in the business. Such a person is a sole proprietor and is owning a sole proprietorship type of business. iPhone Clarissa, you're also writing on our screen. Then partnership, the word partner, meaning two or more people come together, they contribute capital to start a business in simplest term. Partnership, it means two, or because you can't be one, you must be two if you want to form a partnership, two and more. Initially, they didn't want partnerships to go beyond 20 people. It was between 2 to 20 people. But with the amendment, you find that there are some businesses which even go beyond 20 people and they register themselves as a partnership. So partnership means you are between 2 to 20 people initially. You contribute your capital and you start a given business with an aim of making profits. With sole proprietorship, you contribute capital alone and start up a business. Somebody is saying Nightil and the cotton growers, is that a partnership? I think Nightil could be a private limited company. It is not a government company. It doesn't sell shares. It is a private limited company. Public limited companies sell shares on the market. But those who don't sell shares on the market, they are called private limited companies. Now, somebody saying, what if Nightil and cotton growers? If cotton growers bring to sell their cotton into Nightil, these are now two different businesses. Cotton growers could be operating as cooperative. A group of farmers came together, they grow cotton, they put their cotton together after they harvest, and they take to Nightil, which is a private limited company under joint stock companies, and they sell their cotton there. So that is not a partnership. Partnership, you must be strictly operating together, running all departments together, doing all accountability together, sharing all profits together, suffering all losses together. That is partnership business. Someone is saying, what is a private limited company? Now, that a private limited company lies under joint stock companies. We are moving one by one. Now we are coming to cooperatives, but we shall look at all these in details. Cooperatives. A cooperative is also It is where a group of people with a common objective. The unique thing with cooperatives is people with a common objective come together to start up a given business with an aim of making profits. The most important word there is a common objective. They come together with a common objective. Some of the cooperatives which still exist today, you see, there are different forms of cooperatives we have. We have the producer cooperatives, meaning farmers can come together. Like currently, we have the Bugisu Cooperative Union, I think, for farmers, I think around Mbale part there, they sell their coffee in that union. They take the coffee to Bugisu Cooperative Union. Then the administration of Bugisu Cooperative Union looks for market abroad. When farmers have collected all their coffee, they look for market abroad and they sell together as a group in large quantities. Then when they give them monies, they come and share according to how much how many kilograms you brought to that cooperative. In Busoga, there used to be Busoga, I think there was Cotton Growers Association. They used to also have that cooperative. I think in Ankole, there used to be Ankole Kweterana, but I think it is no longer operating. In Buganda, there was Masaka Coffee. It was a marketing board, but it's also acting as a cooperative. Masaka Coffee Marketing Board, I think they would have harvested that Robusta coffee. They take their farmers take there, then they look for market together. The major aim of a cooperative, for example, on the side of producers, is to look for a better market. We all know that when you go to the international market with one sack, let's say 1,000 kilograms of coffee, really they will pay you little. Why? They will say, if you had come with at least 1 million kilograms, we would give you each kilo 20,000 shillings. Now that you have brought very little, only 1,000 kilograms, we are going to give you maybe 60,000 each. So what farmers do, they say, okay, if that is the issue, how many kilograms do you have? Me, I have 10. You have how many? Me, I have 1,000 kilograms. You, me, I have around 10,000. You combine it together, those kilograms, we form the 1 million or 100,000 kilograms. We go and seek for international market, higher market, and we do the selling and gain more. They are also circles, even circles themselves, these savings and credit, where people save money and also borrow some money from those associations. They are part of the cooperatives that we shall look at. Then joint stock companies. I think joint stock companies, somebody was inquiring about in the chat there, somebody was asking about what private limited companies are all about. That what are private limited companies? The major aim, you see, even stock, the word stock means capital. It means joint capital. Capital comes in different format. It can be in the form of shares. Now, joint stock companies are categorized into what they call private limited company and a public limited company. When we say a private limited company, of course, its membership also, private limited company, before amendment, its membership ranges between 7 to 50. A partnership, I said it was between 2 to 20, but after amendment, these days there's no maximum. Private limited companies are ranging between 7 people to 50 people. If in your business you are 7 to 50, around there you are 25, you are 30, then before you can go register your business with the registrar of companies. Companies are registered by the registrar of companies. You go register your business as a private limited company. Someone may ask a question and say, if you are telling me that partnerships are between 2 to 20 and private limited companies are between 7 to 50, what if when we are 15 15 is between 2 to 20, and also it is between you are 15, which lies under both partnership and private limited companies. The mode of registration will make us differ. You can decide to register yourself as a partnership. You can decide to register yourself as a private limited company. Now, with a public limited company under joint stock companies, of course, I've told you that private limited company and public limited company are now public limited companies by law are allowed to sell shares to the public, and they range between 7 and there is no maximum up to infinity. There's no maximum number to form a public limited company. When I say that they sell shares, it means anyone can buy or contribute some capital to that particular company, and when they make profits, they will also share with you, because now you have become part of them. We have different companies here in Uganda which are public limited companies. Not that they are public because they are for government, no, they are owned still by individuals, but those individuals who started that business have allowed other outsiders to come in and contribute capital and become part of them, part of the owners of the business. Examples of companies which sell shares, whom we can refer as public limited companies, we have the MTN Uganda, Airtel, we have the, I think even Vision Group, that Vision, New Vision and the Urban TV and the likes, they also sell shares, so they are under public limited company. I think Uganda Clays Limited, those people who are making ventilators, they are under public limited company because they offer shares. I think even Stanbic Bank do offer shares on the market, etc. Now, there are those which don't sell shares. For example, you may find Stanbic is a bank and it is selling shares, therefore it is a public limited company. You find a bank like this, I'm just taking an example, like Diamond Trust Bank, DTB, could not be offering shares. But they are all banks, but DTB is a private limited company, but Stanbic is a public limited company. Why? One sells shares to the public, it allows people to bring in their money and become part of the owners. The other does not accept other people to come in and become part of the business. Do you have any other question before we proceed? Any question? Someone is carrying up the hand here, Adolf. Yes?
Yes, I would like to know, sir, how can one buy shares from a company?
How can one buy shares from
In a
the
company?
company? Shares are advertised. So Adolf is asking that how can one buy shares from the company? A company will always advertise. They issue out a document. We shall look at those documents involved when you are formalizing a business, making it legal. There is what they call a prospectus. A prospectus is a document which is issued by the registrar. In fact, you are instructed by the registrar of companies to issue out a document called a prospectus. A prospectus is like an advert in simple English. It is an advert inviting people to come and buy shares. Of recent, I heard the Airtel was selling shares, I think at 100 shilling each, that each share was for 100, but they wanted everyone to, that I disable the chat. Maybe if there's a lot of disorganization there, maybe for the moment, let me disable it. For now, we shall be carrying up the hand. Okay, so Okay. So shares, I've said, they advertise. Companies which have registered as public limited companies like MTN, they always advertise for those shares on their company websites, in media. We have seen Airtel of recent was selling shares, I think, at 100 shilling, but you would buy a minimum of around 10 or 25 around there, meaning 25 times 100 shilling, that was 2,500 shilling. Someone is carrying up the hand. Oh, I saw a hand somewhere. Ashes is saying is not hearing anything. Are you people not getting me? Just a technical problem with Asha only. Any other person not hearing me so that I make adjustment? Okay. Somebody is saying, I explained the meaning of shares. A share is a unit of capital. It's just a units of capital. I had wanted to forward that when we are looking at the joint stock companies, because for now I wanted us to look at sole proprietorship as number one. But in the simplest term, let me just briefly go through what shares are. A share is a unit of capital. Unit of capital meaning in a company, you can't only buy one share. You cannot own one share. People buy different shares, very many shares in it. You can find a person owning 100 shares, depending on the limit, because a company can put a maximum that the minimum number of shares we want to buy are 20. The maximum you can buy are 100. A share is just a document. They write it down in simple certificate. You fill a form called a share certificate. You fill that document. You fill in the number of shares you are willing to buy, but each share has a figure attached. For example, I told you when Airtel was issuing out its shares to the general public, they said each share is 100 shilling, meaning that 100 shilling is a unit of capital. Unit of capital. Now, Airtel said we want a minimum of around 25 shares minimum. Now, if minimum is 25 shares and you want to buy shares from Airtel, you would get the unit of capital 100 because each share is sold 100. For them, they want you to at least buy 25 shares. We shall get 25 times 100, forming 2,500 shillings. Meaning you would say, I gave Airtel my shillings 2,500, representing 25 shares, because each share was being sold at shillings, 100 shillings. We shall look at details of that when it comes to joint stock companies. Let us go to a sole proprietorship here as our number one. Is there someone seeing that screen so that you read for us? You cut up the hand and read for us what is there. Jasmine?
This is a form of business owned by a person who contributes capital towards the business and undertakes all responsibilities and risks in a business.
Very good. Pardon
a
there?
person who carries on a sole proprietorship business is called as a sole proprietor. A sole proprietor usually does all the business activities by himself and sometimes assisted by the family members.
Very good, excellent. So sole proprietorship being our number one legal form of business ownership. Sole, I told you, meaning one. So this is a form of business owned by one person. You own it alone. You contribute capital towards that business alone. You undertake all the responsibilities and the risks alone. When we looked at examples of risks, not types, but examples of risks, we must have mentioned about fire, we mentioned about burglary or thieves breaking into your business. All those risks come to you alone under sole proprietorship. But also when you make profits, you enjoy alone because nobody will be there to ask you for sharing. So, and that business, which the form of business owned by one person who contributes capital alone towards the business and undertakes all responsibilities and risks in a business, we shall call that form of business a sole proprietorship business. And it is one of the commonest legal form of business ownership in Uganda here. Majority of the small businesses in Uganda are owned by one person. They don't own them in a group, in partnerships and what. So, and we proceeded, you read for us and said, a person who carries on a sole proprietorship business is called a sole proprietor, meaning sole proprietorship is a business which is owned by one person. But then if that person who owns is called a sole proprietor. Then proprietor, of course, means an entrepreneur, that person who started up something. Sometimes when you don't want to use the term that is the proprietor of that business, you can say that is an entrepreneur of that business. They all mean the same. Then a sole proprietor usually does all the business activities by himself. He does all the business activities by himself or herself and is sometimes assisted by the family members. So wherever you are, you can look around in your community where you are located. I know you have very many sole proprietors around there. They do their work alone. Sometimes they are assisted by their children, by their brothers, sisters, anybody who is in that family nucleus. They are assisted by those ones. Why? They don't usually want to spend a lot on paying outsiders salary or wages because they operate on a small scale. Others, they are owned by one person, but they do employ some people. It is also okay. You find their business is a sole proprietorship, but it employs some 2 people to assist. Somebody has a wholesale shop, someone has a hardware, and he decides to employ some 2 boys there to assist in when it comes to loading for the customers, offloading, like that. But they usually use family members to do that work. So that takes us to another slide. We want to look at the characteristics or features of sole proprietorships. What defines them? When we talk of characteristics, we are looking at what defines these people. What do you see and say that this one is a sole proprietorship? By the end of this lesson, in the evening, maybe as you look around in your community, you should be able to know that what we have learned, that business must be a sole proprietorship basing on this characteristic, or it is a partnership basing on this characteristic, or it is a private basing on this feature. So we shall look at features of each. Someone to read for us again? We go one by one. Adolf.
Okay. Characteristics of sole proprietorships. One, it is owned by one person who provides the startup capital. The business and the owner are inseparable. In brackets, no legal separation. The owner suffers unlimited liability. The owner enjoys profits and suffers losses alone. The owner is the sole decision maker, that is to say, decisions are easy to make. It is easy to start since it requires little capital.
Very good.
Yes.
Continue.
Management is easy. It is suited for micro and small businesses. The entrepreneur mostly employs family members.
Very good. Thank you very much. Let us just now look at one by one. He has said it is owned by one person who provides the startup capital. I think in the definition we were clear on that. We say the sole proprietor is a person who starts up the business alone contributes, of course, even the capital alone and takes up the risks and responsibilities of the business. So one of the characteristics which defines them, when you hear that business, a person who started it up contributed the capital alone, just know that that is a sole proprietorship. 2, the business and the owner are inseparable, no legal separation. What do they mean here when they say that the two are inseparable? When we say they are inseparable, when a business commits a crime, a business under sole proprietorship, when it commits a crime, they will sue the owner to court. For example, if you own a hardware shop, you own, let's say you own a truck which moves the products to the customer's destination. It so happens that your truck, let's say your business is called, let me use Adolf and Sons Hardware. And then so happens that the truck of Adolf knocks someone. Now, when they take Adolf, when they are suing or taking Adolf to court, they will not take Adolf and the Sons Hardware. No, they will take Adolf himself to court, the one who owns the business himself. But today, take an example. MTN, when a company car for MTN knocks you, do you know the owner of MTN? You don't know. Meaning, when you are taking MTN to court, you will say Adolf versus MTN, because you don't know the real owner of MTN. It is a group of people, so we take the name. Meaning, such companies like MTN, which are joint stock companies, they have a legal separation. The owners are separate from the business. But when it comes to sole proprietorships, the owner has no separation from the business. Anything that happens to the business, you will be held responsible for it, you the owner who began it. Then the owner suffers unlimited liability. Unlimited liability, of course, meaning these are now the disadvantages which arise to a business. Let's say if you borrow a loan from Centenary Bank of 1 million to put into your retail shop. You borrow that money, 1 million from Centenary, you put into a retail shop. It so happens that you fail to pay the money. When you fail to pay the money, they will not come to, let me use the Adolf again, they will not come to Adolf retail shop and sue that one. No, they will come to Adolf who owns that retail shop, and they take your property at home. If you have land at home, they will take it. If you have whatever collateral security you put there, if you have, let's say, a motorcycle, they will come and grab it and sell it, meaning there is no unlimited, rather there is unlimited liability. But when I relate to MTN again, when MTN borrows money and they fail to pay, they cannot go to the different owners of MTN and grab their land, grab their cars, grab their motorcycles. No, they will just sue MTN to court as a company. And if court allows, they will sell the properties of MTN itself, not the properties of the owners of MTN at home. But under sole proprietorship, they will even go at your home and sell your property in order to get their money. Then the owner enjoys profits and suffers losses alone. Of course, there are people always saying that the owner enjoys profits and losses alone. You can't enjoy a loss. We only enjoy profits. With the losses, we suffer them. So that's the good thing with sole proprietorship. You make a lot of profits, good for you. You don't share with anyone. You make losses, very bad for you, because you don't share those losses with anyone. You will suffer alone. Then the owner is the sole decision maker, meaning decisions are easy to make. In this case, you don't need to consult anyone under sole proprietorship when you are taking a decision. You don't need to consult anyone. You can wake up and say, this business, I'm closing it, I'll open next week. Nobody will question you over that. It is your decision to do that. So, and of course, when it comes to, for example, to partnership, you can't just wake up and say, I'm closing this business until Monday next week. Your colleagues will not allow, because they also own it. But here, decide whatever you wish. So the owner is the only decision maker. It is easy to start since it requires little capital. Yes, most of these sole proprietorships don't require too much capital really. They require very, very little capital for one to begin them. Then management is easy. Yes, since you are alone, you are the only decision maker, meaning even managing becomes very, very easy. Secondly, you have family members there. Family members are very, very easy to manage. You just give some few instructions and they will always abide by. Then it is suited for micro and small businesses. Yes, most of these sole proprietorships are not so big. First of all, they operate with little capital. And all businesses which operate under the category of little capital, they fall either under micro and or small businesses. I think micro businesses are businesses whose annual capital in a year, when you look at their sales in a year, it is below 12 million. When you make sales and when you look at your assets in a year, really you are below 12 million, it is a micro business. Then I think small businesses range between 12 million, I think either up to around 60 million there, or some even go to up to 360, depending on the policies of a given country. Then the entrepreneur mostly employs family members. Yes, entrepreneur in this case employs usually the family members because they employ little capital. Because they employ little capital, they are not able to hire outsiders and pay them. Outsiders will require payments. But if you bring in your family members, it is very, very easy for you to really generate profits without having some deductions to paying the outsiders as it would have been. Then that takes us to, I think, as we almost come to the close of the lesson, let me open the chat room to allow those who have something to say to please come in. Okay. Everyone is now allowed to go in the chat room. Okay. Now, we also have the advantages of solo proprietorship. Advantages of solo proprietorship. Having looked at the characteristics of proprietorship, of solo proprietorship, of what advantage is one being alone in a business. Some of these characteristics turn out to be the advantages of solo proprietorship. Can we have the volunteer to also read for us this? You carry up the hand and you go through. Who has not said Mary Blessing?
It is easy to form. The owner needs little capital to start the business and very few processes to get started. The owner enjoys all the profits alone. The sole proprietor enjoys top secrecy. The secrets of the business can be kept for the public and other competitors. The business is flexible. That is to say, he can change it from one line of business to another. Decision-making and implementation is easy and faster. This is because the owner has no one to consult. The sole trader is in direct contact with his customers. Therefore, he gives them personal attention and caters for their personal complaints.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
These people, the wanderers who are writing here, the help who are writing in our work, I don't know. Okay, advantages of solo proprietorship, just as Mary has stated it, it is easy to form, meaning the owner needs very little capital to start. Remember in the characteristics, we said the owner needs little capital to start up a sole proprietorship type of business. Now that you need little capital, meaning it is very, very easy for anyone really to start up then the owner enjoys all the profits alone. That one we pick it as an advantage. But then when it comes to a disadvantage, we shall say the owner suffers losses alone. But this way we are picking the positivity. So that's one of the advantages. You don't share your profits with anyone. Then the sole proprietor enjoys top secrecy. You see, being alone in a business, it means you can't know, you don't need to tell anyone of how many profits you have made. Help. This person called help. I don't know why he's writing in our, we shall eliminate you maybe. We have bared with you, but I don't know. Okay. Now we are saying the enjoys top secrecy. And we are saying the secrets of a business can be kept from the public and the other competitors. We all know that the only secret which can be kept is by yourself. The moment you are two, never expect that secret to keep there, because at least among you, there will be one who will share the secrets out. Yet in business, when you give secrets out, your competitors, people who are doing the same business, will use them to fight you, to bring you down. For them, they will do better when yours is really not doing well and you end up being eliminated from business. Then the business is flexible, meaning one can change from one line of business to another. That one is easy. Why? It is because we employ little capital. If you are selling tomatoes on a stall, you are selling tomatoes. If tomatoes don't work today, tomorrow you can shift and start selling nuts, because this is a small business. There's no big loss. But now you can't tell me that a company like, let's say you have been running a radio station. Now you have ran short of capital, and tomorrow you want to tell me that you want to change it to a newspaper. It is very, very costly for large businesses to shift from one line of business to another because of the nature and type of equipment and other resources they own. Now, decision making and implementation is easier and faster. Why? It is because you don't consult anyone. You can decide whatever you wish at any moment without really having to fear. Now, the solo trader is in direct contact with his customers. Therefore, he gives them personal attention and caters for their personal complaints. In most cases, people who own solo proprietorship businesses, they know their customers personally. Take an example of within your area where you come from, at your shop. I'm sure they know you because you always buy from there, for you who are in that setting. So they always have that personal contact with those their customers, and they know them physically. In the interest of time, we were also supposed to look at the disadvantages. I want you to go and make research. Come here, it is you to contribute them. Otherwise, these disadvantages were supposed to mark at the end of our lesson. Someone was asking where we get lessons. Such lessons, they are uploaded on YouTube, holistic e-learning platform. You can go there and get lessons of different subjects, the ones you missed, the ones you attended, but maybe there was some network interruption. You can still go there and you listen to them, etc. So your homework or your activity, you go and research more on disadvantages of solo proprietorship. You come next lesson next week when you know what a partnership is all about, the advantages and disadvantages of partnerships, types of partnerships. I'll be glad. Otherwise, I want to bring this lesson to an end because it is now exactly 4 p.m. First of all, I want to appreciate everyone who has spared the time to say that let us attend this lesson. To your parents who bought the data, appreciate them and continue appreciating them so that even in the next lessons, they do the same. Thank you also for sparing time to be with us from 2 p.m. up to now. please give focus to education. And as we leave, make sure that you go and internalize some of these things, you practice them. Probably by the time school resumes in February, you will really look very, very fresh in mind. I want to bring this lesson to an end, unless if someone has something to say before I close it up. Is there someone saying something? Okay. Okay, thank you very much. I now bring this lesson. There's someone, there's saying Endo Charles. Okay. Charles?
So, thank you so much for teaching.
Okay, you are welcome. Thank you for appreciating.
But on my screen, I see something like recording. Where can I get those recordings from?
Those recordings are on YouTube. You just go and enter in Senior 2 entrepreneurship lesson, or you go and type in holistic e-learning platform. It is where you'll get most of those lessons, holistic e-learning platform. Thank you.
Okay.
There is F01. Who is this one? Can you talk? F01. Unmute yourself.
Hello. I am by name is Nasura Abraham. What I'm asking, I'd like to ask for your number of WhatsApp.
Okay. It's fine.
And
who else?
I had another issue that for the other last person who was before me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. I want to probably bring this lesson to an end. In the next segment, we shall indicate the details. Those who have really written in our work have done us a disadvantage, really. But I want to appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Have a good day. A nice weekend.
Thank you very much.